Year, 2493, galactic record entry. The Varelian Union was the most technologically advanced species block in Sector 17A. 12,000 years of uninterrupted scientific growth had made them arrogant, cold, and efficient. They observed, catalogued, and dismissed countless sentient races. When they discovered Earth, they labeled humanity as primitive, emotionally unstable, poor energy efficiency, capable of violence but lacking refinement. No serious threat. They marked Earth as a low-tier death world, fit only for study and soft-contact research. And so they sent the usual observers, unarmed, concealed, watching from orbit. They never expected what came next. Orbiting Earth, Varelian observation vessel Caliph Prime. High Commander 9 tapped a glowing blue interface with one slender finger. The human image on the display was frozen mid-motion, a soldier in full armor standing beside a strange metallic object. Primitive, she scoffed. They use combustion. Ballistic weaponry. Crude kinetic force. Nothing worth noting. Her assistant, Tovrek, blinked nervously. Commander, we've intercepted something odd. It's not electromagnetic. It's gravitational. And it's shifting mass. Artificially. 9 narrowed her gaze. Impossible. No species manipulates gravity without stabilized quantum matrices. Not even we do. Tovrek zoomed in. The object, spinning slowly beside the human soldier, emitted ripples that distorted the light itself. It's local, he whispered. Human-built. 9 leaned forward, her arrogance cracking. Send it to the High Council. Now. Earth, Underground Human Research Lab, Icelandic Deep Core. The lab was buried beneath kilometers of frozen rock, invisible to orbiting sensors. Within it, Dr. Noor Vaziri walked beside a sleek, humming chamber containing the Singularity Core. Behind her, Colonel Reed of Earth Security watched the readouts carefully. They watching us? He asked. Always, Noor replied. But they still think we're banging rocks together. Reed grinned. Let's keep it that way. The core began to pulse, gently warping the air around it. Not heat. Not light. Gravity. Artificially generated, precisely focused. The culmination of 120 years of underground human science. Project name, Prometheus Protocol. Mission, create the first gravity-based offensive weapon. Purpose, not defense. Deterrence. Message, don't ever mistake silence for surrender. Galactic Council, Emergency Session, Varelian Homeworld. Council chambers rarely hosted conflict. But the footage from Earth had sent shockwaves through every scientific chamber across the sector. A human scientist, Dr. Vaziri, had isolated and controlled a gravitational field using non-quantum materials. Counselor Solen stood in disbelief. They don't have the technology. No, muttered another, but they have the motive. We underestimated them. 9 stepped forward. Permission to escalate OB. Year, 2494. Earth was no longer hiding. For the first time in centuries, humanity had become the focus of galactic attention. Not because of diplomacy, or technology, or culture, but because of fear. One event had shattered the illusion of human inferiority, the Prometheus core. A weapon that did not explode. It collapsed. Folded space. Removed matter. And the galaxy was watching. Varelian High Orbit, Coalition Flagship Saratha's Eye. Commander 9 stood before the viewing pane of the Varelian dreadnought, gazing down at Earth. It looked harmless. Blue oceans. Green continents. Patchwork weather systems. But beneath that sky, humans were building more of those weapons. This cannot continue, said Admiral Whiteear from the Glissari Dominion, one of the Varelian allies. If they finish their development cycle, they'll outpace the Council within a generation. They skipped half the technological tree, 9 said. And built a superweapon out of industrial scrap. That's not science. That's madness. Madness, said Whiteear grimly, is contagious. The council had agreed. The time for observation was over. They would strike first. Earth, UN Defense Corps, Subterranean Vault. Colonel Reed stared at the live data feeds. 6 alien ships had entered the solar system. Non-stealthed. No hails. No communication. Reed knew what that meant. Contact the Arctic labs, he ordered. Activate Prometheus Units 1 through 5. Full lockdown. Prepare orbital response teams. They're coming, sir, said the technician. Reed tightened his jaw. Let them. Mars orbit, first contact. The Varelian coalition didn't intend to land. They would begin with a surgical strike, disable the Prometheus labs, neutralize Earth's deep core research facilities, and extract top scientists for memory wipes and conversion. It was quick. Clean. Efficient. They underestimated everything. Their first ship, B.A. Lorik, was pulled out of orbit mid-maneuver. A localized gravity field, impossible to detect, dragged the ship off trajectory, straight into the Martian surface. No warning. No heat. No debris field. Just a massive, silent crater where a billion-credit warship used to be. The other ships scattered in panic. Earth, Project Prometheus Bunker 7. Dr. Norvaziri reviewed the incident feed. That wasn't even full activation, she said. Just a proximity pulse. Colonel Reed raised a brow. You telling me we barely touched that ship? Nor nodded. The weapon responds to mass and intent. The closer the threat, the stronger the gravity fold. Reed looked disturbed. So you're saying, the ship killed itself? Nor smiled softly. No, Colonel. We just let gravity do what it wanted. Varelian ship Tarshex will, emergency council channel. Chaos. Commander screamed over open comms. Their stealth systems failed. Their weapons did nothing. Every attack vector bent and folded away from its target like paper CA. The Eridani Armada had arrived. 77 colossal warships, each the size of a city, each bristling with alien weaponry more ancient than Earth's first computers. They encircled the solar system like vultures around a corpse, gleaming with intent. From his seat in Earth's Orbit Command, Commander Rachel Euban stood silently at the viewport, arms behind her back. Her breath fogged the transparent alloy. Behind her, silence reigned, every technician, AI node, and military general watching her, waiting. But Rachel was listening. Not to them. To the low hum. The soft ripple in the void. The pressure of a singularity being prepared. They were ready. Commander, came a whisper. They've sent a transmission. She turned. Let's hear it. The voice of the Eridani fleet lord boomed into the chamber. Cold, ancient, and filled with scorn. Humanity. You have reached beyond your station. You've tampered with the fabric of gravity, something even we feared to do. This is not courage. It is chaos. You will stand down. Now. Or be extinguished. Rachel didn't flinch. You had your chance, she said. Now it's our turn to pull the trigger. ACTI, the hammer of Earth. The Eridani fleet advanced, forming attack phalanxes. Warbeams warmed in their hulls, planetary bombardment systems aligning toward Earth. But the humans didn't move. Not their ships. Not their satellites. Not their surface-based cannons. Because they didn't need to. Above Mars, hidden inside the vast metal shell of the Athena station, a single gravitational core, smaller than a truck, began to hum. Operation Eventide is green, came the final authorization. Rachel nodded. Release it. In the void above Jupiter, a ripple formed. A tear in space. Then, a gravitational anomaly bloomed. But not like any the Eridani had seen. This was not a black hole. It didn't consume matter. It redirected it. Focused it. Weaponized it. All at once, Eridani vessels near Jupiter began to distort. Their hulls warped inward, then violently exploded as gravitational fields crushed their inner cores. From Mars to Saturn, the ripple swept forward. Targeted. Controlled. Each detonation was surgical. Brilliant blue flares tore open the night, silent screams echoing in Eridani channels. Their formation collapsed in minutes. ACT-2, you've changed the rules of the universe. On the Eridani flagship Threxelon, panic spread. What is that field? Screamed the tactical officer. It's not mass-based. It's like they're rewriting space-time fabric, Liv. The Fleet Lord's voice was laced with disbelief. They created an artificial singularity lattice, and used it as a weapon. We never dared. They had studied black holes. Feared them. Avoided gravitational warfare because it was unpredictable. But the humans? They invited the chaos. Molded it like clay. And now, it was biting the gods. On Earth, Rachel stepped forward. Transmission.